Także tu jest Aleja Madison.
Tam jest polski konsulat. Polish consulate.
Włoski hotel. Tu ulica 38. Tu ulica 37.
Tam
Empire State Building. Tutaj nowy wieżowiec, który wybudowali zaraz po 11 września 2001 roku. Tu strasznie głośno warczą te wentylatory, a tu mieszka bardzo bogaty człowiek. Tak, ma taki dom. Także obrócimy się w tą stronę, bo możemy się obrócić. Can we turn around a little bit so you can see what? Także
Bill understands Polish.
Tak. Także tutaj mieszka bardzo bogaty człowiek, zarobił pieniądze tam w latach 90. na internecie.
Gift certificate.com. Now he is doing real estate.
No i tu przede wszystkim nasz ten Empire State.
It needs some juice, you think?
Well, it helps.
It was, yeah.
Oh, okay, no, that's reassuring.
So right now this is my desktop, so I need to log out. Log out Wanda kossak.
Oh, why is that so?
Because the pictures are on your desktop, Roman.
I see.
I couldn't help it. I started putting some stuff on your desktop.
Here, just press.
And we always had a big fight over it.
Yeah, those are the best fights. You know, don't do this. You can just
press this.
Why do you have to move them? Yes, and it's interesting. I always thought that that we don't change. That because at a certain age you sometimes become a person, and then you are whoever you are, but I think we have changed.
In what way you think we've changed?
Well, I think that
physically it's
physically it's obvious that we've changed, but I think that also our characters changed a little bit.
Our personalities
it could be
blended.
Well, I don't know if they blended, but somehow I don't think that it's somehow. I think the environment around here sort of somehow you react to it, and somehow you're somehow being to some extent shaped by because I remember when we moved in, you know, this is a co-op of Midtown co-op with 160 units, and these are people who live here are professionals, you know, young, aggressive, and there are some retired people who live here, and it's commercial and it's business, and we didn't like it. We liked Chelsea. I didn't like the idea of having a doorman downstairs. I didn't know what to do. What does one do? A doorman opens the door for you, and what is one supposed to do? What is one supposed to say? I felt extremely uncomfortable about all of that, and but it's been 16 years now, and I actually like
living here.
Well, I could still open the door myself, but I don't really sort of have any problem when they open the door for me. I just say hello, Louis, and I say hello, Milton, Victor, and it seems fine. So I think I've changed, because what bothered me before doesn't really bother me that much.
I was selecting some photos that I thought that they were sort of cornerstones of our life on Madison Avenue.
So what's here? This is me in a suit and a tie, not really a suit, but a jacket and a tie. That was our interview with the board of the co-op here. We had to dress up
and apply. And when I was looking through the photos of you, Roman, I realized that you always make a very skeptical face.
That's exactly what I do now.
And that Roman took so many photos of me, and I always look good, but anytime I take a photo of Roman, it doesn't, Roman sort of looks so skeptical. And the reason is probably that he's always skeptical about my abilities of taking a good photo.
No, it's not like that, but
But this is the evidence.
No, not like here. This is definitely not evidence here, for example, and neither.
And here you look very innocent.
No, but it's not that I'm skeptical, but it always takes me an awfully long time. So I get anxious. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
And this was my last year as chair of my department in the Bronx, and then my colleagues are really very nice and kind, and they got together, they collected funds, and they bought me a gift. And this were the 2 bottles of excellent scotch. So I thought, well, they bought me this scotch, so I will invite some of them and we'll enjoy it together here on the roof. And that indeed what happened. I was completely confused about this rule that alcohol is not really allowed, and that for various reasons.
You were confused.
I was confused. And we came here, and it was actually a rainy day, and we had some scotch downstairs, and then we came after the rain up here, and we had some scotch on the roof, and some more scotch, and then we finished all of it. And then we talked, and at some point Wanda called from London, and I really sounded very
funny. You sounded funny, Roman.
I sounded funny.
Really funny. Even my sister got worried a little bit.
Yes, and then this fellow Nikos, who was sitting right here, at some point just passed away.
He passed out.
He just passed out, and we didn't know what to do. And this was preceded by this one of our friends when we finished all those bottles of whiskey we had here downstairs, and he bought another one. And it was an absolute mistake, and it should never happen again.
But
I apologize.
As clever people, mathematicians, you came up with the idea that you would carry him on a chair.
We had those, these garden chairs here, and we carried Nikos downstairs, and everything seemed fine, except we have the surveillance system now, and all of it was recorded. So the next day, the doorman looked at me funny, because apparently Super was going around showing everyone pictures of what happened on the roof, and then I got this letter from the management.
He showed it to Mr. Adam, our countryman, and
Mr.
a
Adam,
handyman in the building.
He was very, very concerned.
How Roman, a college professor, behaved on the roof.
We misbehaved here on the roof, and this will never happen again. This will never happen again.
So now when the doorman opens the door for you...
Well, actually, and the truth is that eventually I gained a lot of respect.
You did, you think?
There's Mr. Kossak, that's the man who drank on the roof with his colleagues. So that was